But let's get into this last topic, and this was very interesting, right? I'm listening to Club Shay Shay or Nightcap, not Club Shay Shay. I'm listening to Nightcap. They had Q Richardson on as a guest, and they got into the topic of where Giannis is going to go this summer. Is he going to request a trade? If he's going to do this or that? And Ocho think everyone should come to Miami. He just swears by Miami. But of course, Shannon Sharpe, he doesn't like Miami because of Pat Riley, and he thinks that Pat Riley. Well, put it this way: he's so loyal to LeBron James that he's not loyal to Pat Riley. He's going to critique him at every turn, right? So he got into like a little back and forth with Q Richardson, and it just sounded real weird. I'm like, dude, why are you trying to drive this point home that that Pat Riley is a bad leader in Miami? And the argument was so crazy. It was very bitchy of Shannon. Like I always say with Shannon, just the way he talks, and this is no offense to any of my sisters. I got 3 sisters, so it's no offense to women. It's just we debate a little different when it comes to certain topics, right? We debate a little different, and I think it's certain things that women, kind of angle certain things that is different from men. But Club Shay, Shannon Sharpe, he debates like a woman. I know that sounds weird, but it's like if I just play for you.
He thinks somebody always want to go to the Miami Heat. With Pat Riley with them 1955 rules.
Hey, listen, it ain't even bad as you think it is, man. People listen, when you look at the guys that go there, they have some of their best years of their careers when they go there.
And look at the guys leave. I saw Dwayne Wade leave. I saw Jimmy Butler leave. I saw LeBron James leave. Now that's 3 of the best players that you've had in the last 15 years. Now tell me what I don't know, Q.
So maybe I don't know if y'all get what I'm saying, but that ain't I don't try to. So the whole thing is, he said, Ocho think everybody wanted to go to Miami, and he said don't nobody want to go play for Pat Riley with them old rules, right? And first and foremost, when you think about Pat Riley, you think about structure, discipline, accountability, consequences for your actions. That's leadership. That's not old. That's not archaic. So if you're saying that having structure, having a clear-cut leader and a clear-cut chain of command, a clear-cut hierarchy, a person who is getting paid to do one thing, he's doing it independently. Like if I'm paid to be the president of basketball operations, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to share my job with someone that my best player feel like I should be doing it side by side with. I'm not going to let Clutch Sports come in the front office with me and dictate nothing, right? How's that old school? That's not old school. That's leadership. So he's getting on Pat Riley for being a leader and a strong leader at that. So I guess the new school is to be a weaker leader and let outside forces come in and tell you how to do your job. This is the same reason why Magic Johnson quit the president job with the Lakers. They gave him the title, and he couldn't even do what Pat Riley does with the Heat. He wanted to do certain things. They was like, "No, you can't fire Bill Walton. Why not? Hold on, I'm the president. I can't fire Bill Walton. Why?" Well, Rob Pelinka disagrees with it, and Rob Pelinka and Clutch Sports is hand in hand. That's what LeBron wanted to do in Miami, and that's what Pat Riley was like, "Nah, we're not doing that," and that's why LeBron left, right? So that being the foundation of this conversation, and Q Richardson saying, "Nah, you can say that Pat Riley's rules are bad and old if you want to, but the guys that go play over there has had some of their best years playing under those rules that you call old and archaic." Lonzo Mourning went over there, had Heat culture buzzing. Tim Hardaway, Jamal Mashburn, Lonzo Mourning, that PJ Brown, great lineup, very competitive team. right? Very competitive team. They had some of their best years. He played in Charlotte for years. His best years was in Miami. Tim Hardaway played in Golden State for years. His best years was in Miami. Mashburn played for Dallas with Jason Kidd and Jimmy Jackson. Best years was in Miami, right? And the list goes on. LeBron James, best years in Miami. Wade, best years in Miami. Jimmy Butler, best years in Miami. Got to the finals twice. Multiple time All-Star. Like, best years were in Miami, right? Udonis Haslem. He only played for Miami, but he had great years that didn't want to leave. Mike Miller, best years in Miami, not Memphis. The list goes on. So for Shannon Sharpe to say my point is valid because LeBron left, Wade left, Jimmy Butler left. LeBron left because Clutch Sports wasn't going to run the office and Phil Jackson wasn't going to let that happen. Wade left for money issues. He thought he was about to get a max contract with 2 bad knees, past 30, 33, 34 of years of age. Same thing with Jimmy Butler. In the same situation with Wade, thinking he was about to get a max contract. Pat Riley's not dumb, and you're critiquing him because he's not dumb, and he won't let people get max contracts like LeBron is doing with the Lakers, getting a $55 million option next year, and they can't get out the first round. Pat Riley was like, I'm not gonna do the owner like that and fork up all this money to a player, and we can't even competitively play basketball all season. I'm not doing it. I'm not having a 7-year stretch of LeBron with 1 bubble ring, 3 first-round exits, 2 missed playoffs, and a Western Conference Finals. And I got to draft your son, and I got to fire Darvin Ham, and I got to hire your podcast buddy, and I got to let Clutch Sports work side by side with Rob Pelinka to make sure you're getting what you want. All of this stuff. Give your son a guaranteed contract. That is a lot. Pat Riley is not that type of dude to let that fly.
What you don't know?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna let him finish up. You can chime in after him, Q.
We all got family, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get mad at your auntie or your uncle or your cousin or even your mom or your brother or sister, right?
I like that. I like where you're going.
I ain't leaving him.
Look, he didn't leave for good. He left and went over his auntie house, and then he came back over here back to Uncle's house. He came back.
Come on.
Okay, you think Jimmy coming back?
I didn't say Jimmy came back. I was talking about D Wade when we said that. When we was talking
Okay, what about LeBron? LeBron going back to Miami?
No, I said family.
But I'm saying the mere fact that family left. If I leave the house, I might come back when I'm on hard times.
D Wade was a different type of family. Like D Wade was drafted homegrown there. That's Dade County.
And he left.
You can't say the same for LeBron or Jimmy. So it wasn't that same type of thing.
He left.
And came back. And they both admitted that it was some wrongdoings and reasons why they left. And they came together and pieced up, and it's all love.
Yeah.
This is from him. This ain't mine.
Yeah, it's all love.
Yeah.
But I see D Wade is part owner in the Utah Jazz. He's sitting courtside in the Utah Jazz. Why isn't he sitting courtside at Miami? It's family now.
No, time out. D Wade do be sitting courtside in Miami. He got a statue in Miami, and he's a
and deservedly so.
A smart businessman.
And deservedly so. Yeah. But we can't pretend like people aren't fed up with Pat Riley in those archaic ways, Q. That's not being true. You hear it, but it work. It go 2 ways though. You got to understand that some of those same ways that people being critical of are the reasons for some of the most brilliant careers that you talk about. The best version of LeBron James that you know was right there under those archaic rules.
Yeah,
tell me I'm wrong.
I still like LeBron when he went back to Cleveland.
No, you ask anybody in the league. That LeBron James, them 2 years back to back, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
That was hell on wheels, boy. You hear me? Like, please. You talking about
okay, let's say that. Okay. And then what made LeBron leave?
Both sides.
Okay. That he had his best years. And then what made LeBron leave?
You got that
during the 27-game winning streak. What happened, Q?
I don't know. I didn't heard a lot.
You know what happened? D Wade said it. Doris Cole said it.
Cookies being taken away. I done heard about cookies being taken away. I done heard about all type of stuff. But I also heard that some of the same things that he ran from that he tried to take with him and bring and bestow on these other organizations when he went there.
There you
so
go.
It wasn't all bad.
You already listen.
There you go.
You already know, Rich. Mav is going to be there every day. Mav is my chief of staff. Not Mav, excuse me. What's the other one? Randy. Randy's going to be there. Have you ever seen LeBron James anywhere without Randy? I have not. Whether it's out in Vegas, whatever the case may be, Randy is going to be there.
So Pat should have let him be there.
Oh, he going to be there. You want it. You going to be there. You don't want him.
So listen, Shannon did. Shannon didn't have a real argument. He really didn't. He's just trying to vouch for LeBron James. I guess Pat Riley and LeBron James are ops, and he's so loyal to LeBron. He's saying if that's your op, that's my op too, right? We know good and well taking some cookies off the team plane was not the straw that brought the camel's back. Really, remember when Phil Jackson, and we all got butthurt over this because here's a white man saying something about a black player who we championed back then. This is before LeBron really got ugly, right? I think the worst things that LeBron did before Miami was probably being very immature. I think people used to critique him for the pregame handshakes and dances that his teams used to do. I think one time they was playing bottle flip on the sideline doing a blowout match. Just real immature. He got called out for being immature a lot, and he got called out for the decision, right? So when he did the decision, but that's all immaturity. That's young, cool, right? That was his thing. But after Miami, that's when everything just started happening. That's when Clutch Sports became part of. All right, we've arrived as an agency, and we're a package deal with LeBron, and LeBron would start really using his leverage. Before Miami, he was so desperate to get a ring to help his legacy that he was okay with submitting to the will of Pat Riley, right? He did try to flex his muscle one time where things wasn't going his way, and he talked about getting Spoelstra fired and possibly being coached by Pat Riley. And Wade said, "You don't want that. You don't want Riles to come down here. Stay with Spo. He's good." But he went to Pat to try to get Spo fired, right? He tried to flex his muscle that way. Pat was like, "Nah, we don't do that here," right? So everything that was going on in Miami, Pat was making sure it was going down. It wasn't a lot of LeBron influence and Clutch Sports influence. Fast forward to after 2 rings and another MVP, and now he feels like I've arrived. I'm that dude now, right? Now my contract is coming up. Now I'm going to Pat Riley and I'm saying, these are the things I want. I want Clutch Sports to come in like a freaking virus, and I want to be able to control who's getting traded, who, things of that nature, all this stuff, man. He wanted some control, and Pat Riley was probably like, no, that's not happening. So that was the final straw that broke the camel's back on him leaving. And we know in order for him to say, well, I go call Dan Gilbert, the guy who just pretty much called me everything but the child of God on my way from leaving Cleveland, I'm going to go make amends with him and go back to Cleveland and do my thing. But they both were desperate because Dan Gilbert was so hurt by LeBron leaving and all that money that he was generating, leaving and embarrassing him like that while doing the decision. And fell in that draft pick, Anthony Bennett. He did hit with Kyrie Irving, so that's one thing. And then they got another number 1 pick, so they was about to get Andrew Wiggins, who was the best player coming out of that draft. It's crazy because Embiid was in that draft too. It would have been crazy if they got Embiid instead of Wiggins. But so you get Wiggins, but LeBron had been teasing that he wanted to play with Kevin Love a year before that. Kevin Love was unreal in Minnesota. He was putting up Jokic numbers without the assists, but definitely the points and rebounds, right? But he was a great passer as well. He just didn't play point guard or point center like Jokic does, right? But Kevin Love was putting up crazy numbers. Imagine the first year or two of Jokic actually breaking out. That's what Kevin Love was looking like in Minnesota. And LeBron expressed that he wanted to play with Kevin Love. It is my opinion that with the fact that they won 2 rings and knowing how agents work, going back to the drawing board to negotiate contracts, having 2 rings under your belt with the team that you're with. I mean, I seen how Draymond and Clay and Steph did it. They leveraged the rings. We got rings. I'm worth this max contract. If I leave, the championship culture is gone, right? So I can imagine Chris Bosh, D Wade, and LeBron leveraging those championships for their contract negotiating, which means all 3 of those guys was about to get paid like they weigh, which also means that the amount of role players and help that y'all going to get is going to be limited. Those 3 guys are going to do heavy lifting. Wade knees was bad, and I don't think LeBron wanted that. I think Chris Bosh for Kevin Love in a trade would have been something that Clutch Sports and LeBron would have lobbied for. I don't think he would have had the guts to send Wade from Wade County away from Miami, but we seen him trade him when he was at Cleveland, so we know he can do it. But I think that Bosh for K Love would have been a possibility. I also think that Eric Spoelstra getting fired was probably another possibility if they wasn't winning or playing the way they wanted to play. Pat Riley been in the way, that's not going to happen. Going back to Cleveland with an owner that's desperate and have seen you leave Cleveland and get 2 rings with Miami, and you coming back saying, I can do the same thing here if you let me and Clutch Sports build everything up for you. And that's the deal that he got with Dan Gilbert. And that's evident by as soon as he decided that he was going to go back to Cleveland, they made the trade of Andrew Wiggins, who they just drafted, to Minnesota for Kevin Love, which is someone that LeBron wanted. And that's what LeBron wanted. They hired a coach. They brought in David Black. After a year, LeBron didn't like David Black. David Black was fired. So he wanted things to be able to move like that. Oh, I don't like this coach. Fire him. Hire Ty Lue. All right, trade that number 1 pick. I don't want no rookie on my watch. Kyrie can stay, but let me get Kevin Love. That's the same thing I had in Miami. I had Bosh, a stretch 4. I had Wade, a wing scorer. And now I have that with Kyrie and Kevin Love. And then that didn't work the first year. So they was like, all right, I need another trade. Hey, I had Ray Allen the year we won in Miami coming off the bench. Can we get another shooter like that? Oh, trade for J.R. Smith in Miami. Like everything was moving. These are all LeBron moves, right? That's what he wanted in Miami. Pat Riley was like, no, I'm in control. So that's why he left, right? So Shannon Sharpe is, I don't know what Shannon is talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. So thanks, Autism Boy. Appreciate it. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. But I don't know what Shannon Sharpe is talking about. He's just trying to look out for his boy, I guess. But he's wrong. He's wrong. And I just wanted to point that out, man. Appreciate everybody for stopping by, man. I see y'all again tonight on Sports T and on Man Down Sports. We'll be live after the game. And we'll probably try to do that for the rest of the playoffs, man. Do some post gaming. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for helping me out and supporting the channel so I can build a studio to make y'all get y'all some better content, man. So check y'all on the next stream. Peace.